Yo! Happy Wednesday, my dudes. What's up? It's Woohoojin Wednesday. That's right. That's right. And who knows what we're going to do on Woohoojin Wednesday? It's Low ELO Coaching. We're going to do Low ELO Coaching on Woohoojin Wednesday. Work soon, but I'll watch for a bit before I got a jet. This guy's taking a jet to work? You guys heard of like super commuters? I refuse to believe these people exist. Super commuters are basically people who have to commute at least 90 minutes to work each way. A lot of commuting, right? You know someone like that? No, you don't. They're not real. Nobody exists like that. There's no way. And believe it or not, chat, this is not like something that low-income people do because they need a job. Super commuting is most common amongst high earners. Isn't that really weird? House in town are expensive. No. Super commuters are generally high earners. You might be thinking of somebody who commutes like 45 minutes or an hour into the city because they can't afford to live in the city. That's not super commuting. Super commuting is more than 90 minutes. Like, further than you'd need to be, even if you couldn't afford to live there. It's mostly like software developers who are working remotely and then like return to office got announced and they just like decided, well, screw it, I'll commute 2 hours to office or something. If you take a 90-minute drive in speed, so it's only like 30. You guys, how much you'd have to speed for that? Like, let's say you're on the highway for 80% of that. What's the speed you'd be going on the highway without speeding? Probably like 70 in the US. So you'd have to be going 210 the whole way. I don't think that's happening, man. I don't think that's happening. $90 minutes with or without traffic. I mean, if it's during commuting hours. Supposedly, some of them commute via plane. Which makes no sense. It just doesn't make sense. I need... Okay, so statistically speaking, these percentages are pretty high. Okay, wait, let me show you guys what I'm looking at. Okay, so let's just run the numbers. These percentages are pretty damn high. Now, they've gone down since 2019, actually, which is fascinating. However, percentages are pretty high. I got a lot of people who watch me, right? Are any of you in this percentage? Regularly or non-regularly? Regularly. Regularly. Oh, here we go. Oh, do I have to pay for this? Man. Anyways, yeah. Man. Anyway, it doesn't seem right to me because I've never met anybody like this ever. But maybe we just exist in separate circles. Why do they paywall articles? Because they pay people to write them. They hire people. It's either that or ads. Yeah, you want the writer not to get paid? It makes sense. I technically super commute to college, come back and forth through home way too much because I miss my fam. I guess it depends. Like, you don't have to though, right? You have like a dorm room or something? Or do you have no dorm room and you have to drive home? You have a dorm? Okay, then it doesn't count. It doesn't count. Hour each way from me on transit? Nah, it doesn't count. Also, transit can be like a cheat code. Like I've got a friend who used to work at Microsoft and he was literally... Okay, so in the Seattle area, it's called like the Microsoft Shuttle. It's basically just a bus, but it's like a bus with Wi-Fi and you're allowed to work from it. So you can just hop on the shuttle and then you're essentially working. Like that counts. So your commute to and from the offices on the shuttle can go into your like 8 hours essentially. So you can get on the shuttle at 9 and get off the shuttle at 5 or whatever. It's like at that point, like who cares how long the shuttle takes, you know? Shuttle is the office? Yeah, no, essentially. Pretty sure most things won't let you drive that far. How would they know? At that point, let me work from home. Oh, a lot. Microsoft does let you work from home. A lot of people were hybrid. Believe it or not, a lot of people like working at the office. Like, when I lived near the Uber offices, I quite enjoyed being able to go into them. I would draw the line like at mandated work in the office, like if I had to go in. But I absolutely would go in multiple times a week. Why? I like to work in my pajamas. Humans are social creatures, dude. I got a big project to get done. I'm gonna get it done more often in the office, personally, where I can bounce ideas off of my coworkers. It was just hard for somebody in a 9 to 5 to have good consistency for a VOD review. You know, I accept your statement, but I counter you with this. I counter you with this, and I will timestamp this as, let's see. I was at Uber here. Cybersecurity. I'm not saying you're wrong, but it's not impossible. Around here is when I hopped to Tinder. And you can see I did take an act off. He got me there. But I'm pretty sure, like, if I'm being real, when you have a job, it's easier to play than it is when you're in like college. Changed my mind. Because like in college, you have constant responsibilities that travel with you after class and whatnot. Like you've got to study, you've got to do homework, I think it's way easier if you have a consistent 9 to 5. Cap college was boring AF. I mean, I'm jealous then. My college is fucking hard. It sounds like most people are agreeing with me. So it sounds like you're an exception to the rule, Mordak. More tired after work than I am at my final year. That could make sense. That could make sense. Or it could be more tiring depending on what you're doing. Unless you have kids and stuff. Bro. Now you're making me do it. Mr. Boomer to Diamond literally has kids. Like, he has kids and a job. It's just 2 games, man. 2 games is an hour and a half. That's like the same time it takes you to go to the gym, work out. I'm not disagreeing that it's a lot of investment. It is. But I am disagreeing if you say, like, you can't do it. Yeah, here's JPC's consistency charts. Did JPC quit rank? Yeah, we hit diamond. And now he's an in-house Andy. You can find him in the in-houses. I can get a max of 3 to 4 games a day. You don't need 3 to 4. You just need 2. 2 games plus deathmatch and mechanics. Yep. Yeah, lots of people have jobs, man, and they play video games. But like, everyone has different priorities, you know? Like, you might have gym that you go to religiously every evening, and you might do like meal prep, or you might hang out with your girlfriend or whatever. And so maybe you don't have time to fit in. Yeah, it's a video game, man. It's all good. You know, you don't have to get good at a video game necessarily. How long are in-house seasons? What do you mean seasons? You can just play them. Like, it's just a queue. You just click join queue. They were playing last night. There's no seasons. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Okay, so this is the number of games played. Wow, in the in-houses since December 1st. Chronos played 105 in-houses in the past 12 days. This dude's averaging 8 in-houses a day? What the? Wait, JPC! JPC's averaging 6 in-houses a day. You'll play comp? Oh no, they don't want to play comp. In-houses are fun, man. I'll blame them, man. In-houses, you get teammates who calm. If anybody flames you, you know that they'll actually get banned. It's a lot nicer. Hooge, I'm working on bursting while moving, and your guide has me not aiming. You have a recommendation for practicing bursting while aiming. My guide has you do that. Like, yeah, there's the drill where you've got the trips and you peek past them and you burst without aiming. But then there's the drill where there's the bots and you aim over here and you move your crosshair onto them. And guess what? When you're bursting, you're aiming and then moving and aiming and then moving. And this is aiming and moving, and it practices the exact thing that you need. JPC every night at 1 a.m. pings in-houses begging for one more game. Is that real? Oh, can you guys let me know when a sub comes in? I think I fixed the overlay. Discord stuff specifically. I tried to make it yellow. Sometimes in my rank games, I shoot a bullet and miss. How do I fix this forever? Thanks. You like any sports, Hooch? Yeah, I love Valorant. I dare you to challenge me on that. All right, low elo shenanigans. Let me pull up the requirements. In order to learn my radiant tricks, you must follow my requirements 6. Requirement 1. You cannot have been rated gold or higher in the past. Requirement 2. You must have played in 10 of the past 14 days, ranked solo queue. No duos. Requirement 3. You must have played 10 in the past 14 days, deathmatch. Requirement 4. 90% of your past 20 ranked games are on one agent. Requirement 5. This one's important. A lot of you don't read this right. 90% of your games are solo queue. This act. Does this say past 20? No, this says this act. Okay. Okay. This act. And then 6. Bring me some proof that you are working on your range mechanics. I want to specifically see your notes from your own review of your mechanical practice. And I'll make this very clear. I want to see the VODs associated with those notes. Minimum 2 VODs at least 2 weeks apart. Okay. If you meet these requirements, enter the raffle. And by entering, you agree to this statement. I read all the requirements. I swear to you that I meet all of them under no uncertain circumstance. Might be where I stand, Banana. If I am deceiving you, I accept my punishment. Will not appeal your decision if I clearly break the rules. Also, I think I saw a sub come in and it didn't work, chat. What the hell? Look at my code. Didn't this work? Not working. I made a cool little service for sending system messages because it was correct software development, but I saw a sub come in and it didn't send the service message. Oh well, looks like we will have to troubleshoot that later. Any rule breakers yet, chat? We just ran our first raffle. There's a twist sub. Nah, I saw one come in on Discord. Improv Roth, thank you for the 4-month Prime. Oh, I keep the requirements up on stream. Oh, that's a script from another video over there. I gotta close that. Oh, you almost got to see some leaks. CFOD has a skip raffle hooge. Oh, bet. Are they in stream chat? No, I don't see D-Cobb here. Posted in the Low ELO channel. What? Oh, he's not subbed. He's not subbed. I got him. All right, C5, you guys, can you go to second? Can you go second? Or do you have to go first? I can do either. Okay, bet. I feel bad. I have people into the raffle. You get to go second, CFOD. Honestly, though, statistically speaking, is Mario Sario even going to be following the rules? No. Let's take a look, Mario Sario. Never rated Gold Plus in the past? Check! 10 of past 14 days ranked solo queue. Matches. 2, 3, 4. Check. Make sure it's solo queue. Oh my goodness, you got like a squad on your team that game, huh? Solo queue, solo queue, solo queue, solo queue, solo queue. Wait. What the fuck? This dude went 6 and 14 in ranked in a diamond lobby, and Riot Games unironically put them in a gold lobby, and they lost. Sorry, it's a diamond silver. This isn't silver. But I mean, they lost. I think this guy like paid for a boost or something, because look at these games. They're giga D ranking. That's fascinating. That is fascinating. All right, back to the topic at hand. I got lost in that one. It's a new one. Never seen a player with such a fucking big deviation between rank icon and MMR. Okay, that looks good. Let me just like, I will be clicking the view details button on your matches tab, and if the percentage solo games is below 90%, yes, even 89%, then you fail this requirement. I'm just gonna write that and we'll just re-roll. No punishment. I'm gonna blame my rules for this. I'm gonna blame my wording. I'll take ownership. But it's gonna be the first thing I check. Yeah. This is a tough one to hit. Because you see here, you might be thinking, oh, that's pretty good. But that's like 9 for 74 is 12%. It's a very strict requirement. Why is that really this huge? Because like it just affects your MMR so much, especially when you're lower rank. And when you're lower rank, okay. Paint diagram. Here's my opinion of why this rule exists. I mean, it's all opinion. I made them. So here's your skill. Okay. Oh, no, sorry. Skill goes on the y-axis because time is going on. Time always goes on the x-axis. Okay. So up here, let's just say radiant. And down here, let's just say iron. Okay. So it doesn't look like this. It doesn't look like that. Put like a model here. It looks more like this. Okay. And because it looks like this, when you're in these lower ranks, you rank up very fast if you're putting in the effort. And that's where I get you. If we take Bill and Bob, okay, we got Bill and Bob here, and they're both iron, and they start duo queuing. The problem is if one of them tries to get good, like Bill, then Bill's gonna gain skill very quickly because he's so bad at the game. It's very easy for him to get to like a gold level, as opposed to it's very hard for a gold player to get to an ascendant level. It's a lot harder. It's a much tougher gap to close. And so if Bill starts putting in that work and Bob doesn't, you're gonna get a player who's like gold level and a player who's like iron level duo queuing. The gap between their skills will increase too quickly in terms of like MMR. It's not good. So Bill and Bob, who are good friends and like playing Valorant together, they should play unrated. Because it's no different from ranked. Especially, let's be real, if you're silver, unrated is not different than ranked. Let's be real. It's not like you're getting worse lobbies. It's the same thing. And so these players should be using unrated for that, to play together because they're friends and whatnot. Boom, boom, boom. Has my problem with my friend, but a bit higher low. Yeah, so this problem still exists, even like up here. Like, look, the Bill and Bob are real. They're called Dopai and Woohoojin. And I'm a walking example of this. And I'm doing what I preach, man. I stopped duo queuing with Dopai because his MMR was too good. He's better than me. So what did I do? I dished him for Oni 26. But you know what I did? I dished Oni 26 as well. I'm climbing solo right now because I don't deserve either of them at this point. I need to get higher MMR first. Boom, 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 boom. I try queuing my lower rated friends. Unrated queues tend to go for 15 minutes sometimes. Yeah, sure. My bad. It's Swift play. Like everyone plays Swift play now. It's not really different. What point do you queue with Dopai again? Hopefully, fingers crossed, I can get my shit together and hit Radiant this act, and then I'll do it with Dopai next act. All right. CFOD, by default, you are up. I saw you posted something already. Oh, you've got the clip that you get. Don't worry, I already know. All right, what did I tell you to bring? I don't know. Holy swoop. Boom, boom, boom. Call me Walter White the way I cook. Oh. Okay, Walter, let's take a look. Getting clean. I'm back. Chat, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. We effed. Okay, CFOD, are you in stream? I don't want to. I need to reset my train of thought. I thought I was being effed. Are you back, CFOD? You're watching stream? I'm gonna get back on my train of thought. Yeah, indeed. Okay, perfect. So there's some bots that I'd rather you didn't fire your gun. So like this kill here, you definitely should fire your gun because I'm pretty sure you felt accurate and you felt like you were on its head. But now that bot there, where you're like, you didn't over flick far enough, it feels wrong. I'd rather you just don't shoot. Like there. You see how you're rushing this like shot? It feels like you're not trying to aim at the head before you shoot. It's more like, I don't see target confirmation. Does that make sense? I don't think you could tell me. Yeah, I'm on the head. Yeah, I'm on the head. Let me boot up Valorant. I'm gonna do my thing where I make medium bots look really slow. Because they are really slow. Hey, sit up. Oh. All right, my monitor is like not in a gamer position at all, but it's in VOD review position. But we'll work with it. Yo, Panicraft Gaming, thank you for the 2-month tier 1. Legacy Chell, thank you for the 2-month prime. Garza Kev, thank you for the 3-month tier 1. Mystic, thank you for the 11-month prime. Kingston, thank you for the prime. And for Roth, thank you for the 4-month prime. Okay. Oh, great. My thing is still bugged. All right, give me 1 round to warm up, chat. I haven't played Valorant yet today. We'll warm up on hard bots. Why not? All right, whatever. Okay. Medium. Okay, let me clip that. So I intentionally didn't shoot the first like 10. I was getting into it. I still broke the benchmark. I still got past 15. But more importantly, I waited a lot longer than I needed to. And I'm sure you saw that. Like you can see, I'm really on that head before I shoot. So let's look at that bot. It's not 20. Oh, true. I wasn't dead zoning. But you get the point. I skipped 10 bots. Okay. So out of the last 20, I hit 17. The percentage score is in. But do you see what I'm talking about? Like I have so much time, and I don't think you recognize how much time you have to shoot these things. It's a lot. Like I'd rather the bot despawn like that, honestly. You have real patient. Like I'm down for you to miss the bot like this and be late. And then you can pick up the speed. Like I'll just keep going late. I hit that one. Oh, really? There we go. What real? One sec. I'm trying to go after the bot despawns. Okay, you see? Clip. I'm trying to give you like visual example of me ramping up into actually doing the scenario. When I want to actually start shooting the bots, I don't shoot faster. Well, I do end up shooting faster, but what I do is I push my pacing of getting onto the bot's head. So like my flick becomes faster. Do you see how instantly my crosshair jumps over? This is how I'm buying time. Because these bots, it's not like my medium bots despawn slower than yours, right? But the time it takes me to get into like the position where I'm aiming at the bot is a lot shorter to compare. So from right here, like it's crazy how fast the bots look on your screen. You see what I'm talking about? It's because your flick is more like a... We went black. It's like you're not stopping with stability. Fuck. Let me try and show you what you're doing. Okay. This is the bot. It feels to me like you're over flicking, which is good. You're stepping like this, and then you're like trying to flick a shot. So you're like doing this. I'm exaggerating to try and show you what you're doing. Let me play back. Try to watch for that. Watch. More noticeable when you flick further. That's a perfect example. You see what I'm talking about? So you stop your movement, and then there's this crazy flick. You're aiming. And now let's compare it to my recording. See how like my crosshair is stopping on the bot. I'm doing my adjustments before my movement's done. So you're moving and then adjusting as if you don't have a good sense of where your crosshair will stop. Does that make sense? Like you don't know where your crosshair is going to stop at the end of your motion. So you're waiting for the end of the motion to react. But instead, you should be developing an understanding of where your crosshair is going to end, because that's ultimately what this drill is for. This drill is to help you learn how to like move and aim at the same time. You need to understand like where your crosshair is going to go at the end of a motion. So when I'm like moving like this, I know like when I let go of the key, I can do this adjustment as I let go and generally end up roughly on the head. So you're kind of afraid to do that. You're waiting to see where the crosshair is and then adapting. You're like, oh, okay. Oh, okay. So here, I'm going to try and demonstrate. I'm going to take 2 steps like this. I'm going to aim at this bot. You see how I do it while I'm moving smoothly onto that bot's head? Let me make it more clear.
Right here.
I'm going to stop on this ping, okay? So like here is 1 step now. Bam. See how that's 1 motion? You see? 1 motion. 1 motion. What you're doing is you're doing your step and then you're like adjusting. So I'm adjusting during my step. And because I'm combining those 2 things into one, I have a lot more time to shoot the bot because I've already done my adjustment while I was moving. Which means I can shoot the bot like as it spawns. Like if I really try to push my speed now to shoot how fast I might in a ranked game, you can see like the moment I'm stopping, I'm shooting. And that's the point of the dead zoning drill. So I'm very interested to see your dead zone runs. I'm going to go watch that now. Because the dead zoning drill is part of it to ensure that you're not crutching your aim like this. So it's weird to me that you are. Because the dead zoning drill won't let you stand still. So let me go find that. Yeah, you're still not flicking far enough, dude. Your flicks are all way too close to the bots. I want you over flicking way more. I believe I told you this last week, yeah? The distance you're getting past the bot is too minimal. I feel way more comfortable. My cross is like over here. You did. I worked on it by resetting after a really bad underflick. Yeah, the problem is your overflicks are still way too short. Like I want you going way past the thing. Oops. Nah, I'm all dizzy. Look at me. Just like you. You see how I'm going way past on my flicks? Like, let's talk about this bot. I'm flicking like way over here. I'd rather you overflick too much than too little, and you're still doing too little, I would say. I think I said this last week. Like, I'd rather your crosshair ends up over here, which is way too far, than it ends up over here. Now, of course, we do need to eventually hit this like sweet spot, and the sweet spot is like here. And the sweet spot is the sweet spot because, let me try and explain. There's a reason why I'm so strict about this. And it's because I'm secretly training you to be a demon. I'm going to try and explain to you. The reason why the sweet spot's right here is because this is about how far you need to take one full step. And if you end up being here and you take this baby step, you're actually worse in gunfights. If you're this bot, and you're like an enemy in a game and you're looking at me over here, and I take this tiny little step like this, my head hasn't really moved. And if your crosshair was on my head, you still might be on my head. So the reason why I'm trying to get you to come and take this full length step is because this step is dodging bullets in game. You're dodging your enemy's crosshair. And so you need to be taking these full steps. And if you have ever played with the bots on strafe, you'll know what I'm talking about. Where you see how they're taking these full steps? It's so hard. It's so hard to follow that movement and hit these guys, you know? When they take the tinier steps, it's way easier. But with strafe on, it's very difficult. You know? It makes it very tough to hit them. You piece. You piece. You see? Oh my goodness. A player who can hit the bots every time now is struggling so much. And it's all because they're moving. And so I'm trying to teach you with this drill to move like that. And when you're taking these baby steps, is there a drill specifically for hitting strafing targets? It's in my aim labs playlist. You can never hit strafing targets consistently. I need you to understand that. The human brain, you have this thing called reaction speed. And because it's not 0 MS, a lot of the time you'll think you're on the head, and actually their head is somewhere else because you can't see things in real time. You see? Like if you try tracking. It's just like that. In Valorant, in gunfights generally, this is why we play death matches. It's best to... I'll talk about gunfights at a high level, but this is... You don't really practice this if you're below immortal, honestly. But... Timeline... Somebody gets to take the first shot. So there's player A and player B. And depending on who swung, who's holding what, two high level players know who's going to get to take the first shot most of the time. So let's say player A gets the first shot. That means player B is going to try to be in motion during this. And player B is going to try to stop moving to take their shot right after player A's shot. Like, as short of a duration as possible. Because player A is standing still while they're shooting. And so player A is going to try to move as quickly as possible after taking their shot to dodge player B's shot. And the cycle continues. And this is why crash spraying can be weak. If you didn't tag your opponent, because player B, who's going to move, will now be able to aim at a stationary target if they're crouch spraying. So this is what happens at like a high level. At least I work on a high more plus. Yeah, you should not be thinking about like minor gunfight details like this. Honestly, just move between your shots. Just like, don't try to metagame the fight by looking at what the enemy's doing. People do that in higher ranks, but it's not necessary. It's very complicated. But yeah, like if an enemy's not looking at me, that's pretty simple. But let's say like I peek and I recognize that they're aiming like a bit to my right. then yeah, my first dodge is going to be my left. Shit like that. Anyways, bots. Okay. That's why I want you aiming for the sweet spot. I want you taking a full step, because don't think of this step as like some pointless practice drill. Some like, I'm aiming and moving. Yay. You need to think of it as I'm dodging their bullets. And when we look at this shot, number 18, not this one, the lot before it, you're not dodging shit. You're taking the world's smallest baby step. Look at this. You flipped here, you tapped B for, I shit you not, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 frames. 4 frames. 4 frames of the D key is all we got out of you. This dude might hit your head out of pure luck from bulleting like RNG. Like they could be aiming here. Look, I'm going to aim off the bot because this is about how far you stepped. Headshot. Off the bot. Headshot. Off the bot. Headshot. When you're making these minor steps in a game with bullet inaccuracy, you're just going to get one tap by people who aren't even aiming at you. Because you're not moving far enough away from the crosshair. Now, let's put my crosshair over in the sweet spot. I'll never hit this bot's head now. You see? But when you're coming over here, notice I'm not on the head. If I'm ADS, I'll probably never hit this bot's head. But when I'm not ADS, like a bullet can absolutely random this bot's head. Bam. I didn't aim at all. So when you take these micro steps, you're exposing yourself to too much risk. Like especially, like the dude's crosshair could already be on one side of your head. Like imagine if this bot walked to their left right now. Well, then their head would just end up like over here on my crosshair, and I'd still be hitting them. Because they'd be taking a baby step like this. So no baby steps. No baby steps. Are you taking big boy steps? Big boy steps. Like this. You want to ideally get into this sweet spot, but it's okay if you go too far. It's not okay if you go too short. Like there, I went too short on that pot. That was unfortunate. That was bad. It does happen, though. I'm not saying your whole run needs to be perfect, but it's too consistent in your run C5 that you're not getting... that was good. That was bad. And you should be able to see it now. Like if we walk through, I can just tell you. I'll try to teach you how to VOD review your own VOD. Bad. Bad. Good. Good. Bad. Actually, that early one I said good. Your flick was good, but you did it wrong. Right there. You see? See how you took a baby step anyways? Instead of a big boy step, and you do it here as well. See, this is aim. I can see you aiming. But good overflick. Bad. Bad. Good. 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 Bad. 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 Good. Bad. Good. Good. Bad. 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 Good. Bad. And boom. It's supposed to be micro adjusting all in the step back over. Yeah, but you want to take like a minimum step distance. Try to take a full step. One full step. Let me do medium. Watch. I'm gonna try to take one full step. Yeah, spot in the center. center spawns always get me. You see what I'm talking about? Where I'm taking this full distance step. I'm moving really far. Am I aiming while I step? Yeah, of course. But if you end up aiming so that you can take like one of these micro stutters, that's not good. That's not good. And we're seeing that in C5's run. Where C5 will have a good flick. It's shot. Yeah, like right there. This looks not the best, but the point is you're not taking a step. Well, you are, but your step is so small. And then you're doing like this big flick. Got a C5. I want you taking full step. Full step. You gotta move. You gotta cover more ground before shooting the bot. And in order to cover more ground, you're gonna have to flick further. Because if you do these tight flicks and you cover all this ground, it's gonna be really tough to stay on the head because you're gonna have to like track the head, and tracking is hard. Hope that makes sense. Trying to stop the movement with a short strike in the opposite direction. That doesn't do anything in Valorant. Joshua B91. You're referring to like it's called counter strafing in Counter-Strike, and it's like very essential in that game. In Valorant, it doesn't do anything. I just let go of the key personally. Like this is me just letting go of my movement key. He does it? No, no, I do not. You're talking about CFOD? This is the dead zoning drill. Well, let's go back to the... Nah, he's just starting his reset right after he shoots. You can see when he stops, he's not tapping the other key. He's just pressing the other key as he's resetting because he's shooting and coming back to the middle. But also, to be clear, even if he was counter-strafing, it doesn't matter. Counter-strafing is not a negative. Even Ye doesn't counter-strafe. That's not true. Can you drop a source for that? Because as far as I'm aware, Ye is like a huge Counter-Strike head, and he counter-strafes like everything. Makes you stop 2 milliseconds faster? That's not true. I don't know why you're making shit up. It doesn't make you stop any faster. It grants you an earlier accuracy window of 13 ms. And now you'll go, huge 13 ms is a big deal. And then I'll go, nobody shoots in that accuracy window anyways. OD26 and I got Zekin to record 120 FPS VOD with keyboard overlay. And he shoots so far after the window that it doesn't matter. He didn't shoot in the counter-strafing window once in that VOD. Because like humans aren't capable of something that precise. Warning, I'm making up numbers right now because I forgot the actual numbers. Fake numbers. Warning. So the time at which you're accurate when you let go of key is 200 ms. These are rough numbers. I'm just trying to come up with them off my head, so grain of salt. And when you counter strafe, it's like 180 ms. Okay. And so people see this and they go, oh, it's better to counter strafe. And you wouldn't be wrong if like a perfect robot were playing the game. But then we watch his second VOD. And when do you think he shoots when he stops? How long? How many ms? The answer is like 300 on his fastest shots. So this is irrelevant. Either way, he'd be accurate. If that makes sense. If he let go or if he counter strafed, it doesn't matter. Because you stop at the same speed. Same stopping power. If that makes sense. So even though there is this advantage, nobody can take advantage of it, or no human can. it's too like risky almost. Like to try and shoot this fast, like you can do it in the range. You can really try to shoot in that window, but you're gonna get shots that miss, like right there. I rushed that bullet and it went up. Because humans just can't consistently hit a 20 ms window. That's the same as hitting a frame perfect like input on 60 FPS. For those of you who have like speed ran anything, does that make sense? You'd have to be able to consistently hit a frame perfect window at 60 FPS, and you'd have to be able to never hit it a frame early because you'd be inaccurate. That's what 20 ms is. That's one frame at 60 FPS. And so most players prefer to just be a bit late, like 5 frames late, because they'll be accurate for sure. And that accuracy is way more... That makes it sound more doable. Speedruns are crazy. No, bro, like, for example, in Super Mario 64, there's this thing called first frame wall kick. Super Mario 64 plays at 30 FPS. This is a trick that allows you to get crazy speed if you do a wall jump on the first frame. Speedrunners don't use this because it's inconsistent. Even though Super Mario 64 plays at 30 FPS. So this window is twice as big as the counter-strafing window. People do not use frame perfect tricks in speedrunning. The only time frame perfect tricks get used in speedrunning are times where you can easily go for multiple attempts and the trick skips a ton of time. Which does happen in certain games. But generally, if it's like something that you'd have to be able to do consistently, it gets scrapped from the speedrun and is preserved for like a task. Anyways, I hope that makes sense. That's why counter-strafing is not a detriment, but it's not a benefit for human players. A lot of pro fighting game players don't even go for 1 frame lengths in tournament. Yeah, exactly. It's inconsistent. Didn't know Counter-Strike was so minimal in Valorant. Been painting myself all this time. Yeah. If you already Counter-Strike because you like played Counter-Strike Go or whatever, there's no problem in just continuing to do it. In fact, you technically have an advantage. But that technically is to be taken very literally because I don't Counter-Strafe. And there's plenty of pros who don't either. Plenty of pros who do as well because they play Counter-Strike. It doesn't matter. Don't do it or do it. Like whatever you already do, just do that. Whatever's more comfortable. No reason to learn the other way. A technical advantage? No. It's actually like... It's only an advantage if you're a robot. Like... It was a breeze VOD that Zekin provided us. I checked every single shot he took in that VOD chat. He didn't hit the window once. Like, not even out of luck. So he gained 0 value from it. My teammates call me AI sometimes. Does that count? Yeah. Yeah, you should be Counter-Strafing Moon. Is I can play CS? I don't know. I would guess yes. The pros don't rush their shots to be less likely to hit the frame anyways. Yeah. It's just like you'd think maybe accidentally once he might hit it. You know, maybe he'll spray or something. But nope. Dead zone practice trains the Counter-Strike? No. Dead zoning's a massive window, man. It's not 1 frame. when you change directions in Valorant, you have this window where you're still accurate, where you don't have to let go of a key. That would be dead zoning. And that window's huge. You have a ton of time to shoot that accurate bullet. I'm going to try and explain how much time you have. I'm just going to come over here and I'm going to shoot on the right side of the pillar. This is nowhere near a frame perfect trick. And in fact, if I just stopped and shot on that same timing, I would be accurate with or without a counter strafe. You can turn on movement error and count this. I have movement error on. I've got this stupid bug where my graphs aren't showing and I don't know why. Oh, with the crosshair? That shit's like delayed. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, you have that window. This makes it actually harder. Yeah, it's multiple frames long. Many frames long. So turn on this example, multiple frames. Yeah. If you check the frames on that, you can see how many frames of accuracy you have on your dead zone. Dead zone's much tighter with op martial though, right? I don't know. You're dead zoning with an op? That seems weird. Hey, bullets shooting a dead zone accurately depends on the gun. Pretty much always one though. The Phantom is technically 2, but you're only getting 2 if you're like hitting a really tight window. The Phantom. Boom, boom. There's something with op is weird. Yeah, the op should just be holding shit, dude. Wait, you're jiggle pre-firing with your op? That doesn't seem right. More if you have to peek though. Nah, with the op, I'm almost always deady peeking. I don't think I'm really jiggle peeking with the op. I don't think I'd ever dead zone a shot with the op. I'm not gonna lie. Because I'm gonna do like a peek out while I'm not scoped for more speed. Dodge their crosshair. You saying counter strafe is frame perfect? The advantage over stopping requires a 1 frame counter strafe. No. The advantage over stopping requires you to shoot your gun in a 1 frame window. Okay? And professional players do not shoot in that window. Ever. Like it happens so infrequently that it's not even an advantage. Like if I took a pro player who didn't currently counter strafe, it would not be worth the effort to learn how to do it because of all that lost time in rebuilding like muscle memory for such a negligible advantage. It's so negligible that I would even hesitate to call it an advantage. She tends to peaks while scoped to amount. Yeah, peaking and dead zoning are different, dude. Person min-max everything, you know this is negligible. I mean, they don't min-max everything. I feel like that's the logic that leads people to conclude they should learn to counter strafe. They go, well, I mean, at a professional level, every advantage matters. It's like, no, it doesn't actually. There's a line where an advantage is so negligible that it's not worth the effort. And counter strafing is one of those things. Plenty of pros who don't do it. Better peek counter strafing or wide peeking? I'm just gonna time you out. I got a video on peeking, and that's an unanswerable question. You should go watch that video, and it'll tell you why that's an unanswerable question. Movement Mastery Part 2. Unnecessary thing to add to the mental stack too. No. Look. Some players genuinely find it more intuitive to stop their right-sided motion by tapping left. Like they find it easier to time their shot off of a press and then a click. Some players genuinely find this easier. Like it's easier for them to shoot faster when they press and then press, as opposed to let go and then press, because let go can be like, when does the let go actually trigger? It depends on what keyboard you have. You know what I'm talking about. So like there's merit. Don't go around acting like there's no merit. There is merit. That's why I always say do what's more comfortable for you. Whatever's more comfortable for you is what you should do. Dude in VOD review, stay still by holding both movement keys. Yeah, sometimes people just like press the other key and hold it down. I can't not counter strafe. Possible for my brain to get the time properly. Yeah, exactly. And that's like not even a problem. Like just counter strafe. It doesn't matter. If anything, you're better off for it because when Counter-Strike 7 comes out and it's the better game than Valorant 6, you'll have the superior muscle memory. Think they'll version it that high? You're right. It'll be like Counter-Strike 360 next, right? And then Counter-Strike 1. Sweating over at Riot right now. Yeah, you could call it Valorant 2. I feel like Riot would never do that. I don't know. I'm trying to visualize because they already did this with League. I don't know any OG League players, but back when I was in high school, the League of Legends like map looked like this. Like we're effectively playing League of Legends like 5 at this point, you know? Like League of Legends 2024 changes. Like they change up so much each time. Like look at this, man. We're practically playing League of Legends 5, you know? Like it's all different. The graphics are all updated. So many champions have been graphically updated. And I hate League of Legends 5. Everything's too complicated. So I don't play it anymore. I preferred League of Legends 1 when champion abilities were a sentence long. Have you guys seen the new League champ? Look, wait. First I'm going to pull up one of my favorite champs, Singed. And let's read his Q ability. Leaves a trail of poison behind Singed, dealing damage to enemies caught in the path. Bet. All right, now let's read the new champion, Hui. All right, let's read her Q. Hui envisions a series of disasters, allowing him to paint a devastating blow. This ability replaces Hui's abilities with damaging abilities. Devastating Fire, Severing Bolt, and Molten Fissure. Oh. So when you press Q on Hui, it's not even an ability. Instead, it unlocks 3 abilities, and you have to pick between those. Yeah, this champ has like 10 abilities. I just can't. I hate League now. I can't agree with the direction Riot took it. I liked when it was simple and it was about playing macro, and now it's just, it's so complicated. I think champ win rate is like 40%. No, it's not. The champ win rate is like 35%, but once you have like over 200 games, it's over 50%. Don't be misleading, please. Saffron Rice. I've already looked at the data. on the new champ. They're quite strong once you're experienced with them. They're just hard to learn. Wait till Valorant has 60 agents. I'm not gonna lie. I genuinely think people are wrong when they say things like this. And here's my reasoning. Because I'm not just gonna state an opinion with no backing. League of Legends has what's called power creep, where as time has gone on, champions have gotten stronger and stronger, and so like time to kill has gone down. Okay. And this is ultimately why like these new champions get crazier and crazier. Valorant has the opposite of this, which in my opinion is a good sign. Valorant does not have power creep. In fact, the Valorant balancers make very clear intent to nerf instead of buff. Like look at season 1 Valorant versus season 6, and now look at season 1 League versus season 6 League. League trended this way, which ultimately, in my opinion, killed the game. Valorant trends this way, which in my opinion is going to create a very stable experience. People complain. The problem is in short term, people love buffs. Like community response to buffs is good. People go, ooh, my thing got buffed. Yay. And people generally, when they see a nerf, they bitch about it. They go on Reddit and they go, no, my beautiful jet got nerfed. And they complain. But at the end of the day, this is way healthier for the game. Because it basically eliminates power creep. And the Valorant devs have said they do plan on stopping agent releases at some point. And unlike the League devs, I actually believe them because of this. Because they take this nerf first approach, buff later if it's too weak. And they're very conservative with it. Like look at Deadlock. Deadlock has been trashed here forever. And they're being very careful not to over buff her. They just gave her like a slight grenade buff. And everyone's like, that's not enough. And Rai's like, yeah, probably not. But they're not rushing it. And I much rather have a balanced team that doesn't rush into things than a balanced team that does rush into things, because I've played games with both, and I assure you that this is way more annoying. Way more annoying. It is so frustrating. So I would be shocked if Valorant gets to a state where there's 60 agents and it's all confusing and some of them are giga broken and whatnot. I would actually be surprised. I don't think it's going that direction. I think Valorant's kind of chilling. Stop releasing agents so they keep the game fresh, Copium. That question though, like I know you're joking, you dropped the Copium. It's just such a funny take, given CSGO doesn't even have abilities and it was successful for over a decade. And the answer is maps. See if they hate new maps too. Everyone hates new things. Everyone hates new things. I think Sunset's actually probably one of the more successful launches. When it first came out, yeah, everyone was bitching about it and they were like, I hate Sunset. But I think people picked up on Sunset a lot faster than other maps. I think people like it. I'm not surprised. It's fucking Ascent 2.0. So I hope they rotate Ascent. Agreed. I want them to take Ascent and Bind out. If they take Ascent and Bind out, I think we will have the most exciting competitive Valorant scene of all time. These are the two most boring maps in the pro rotation right now. Like the way that they're played are so linear. They need to rework Pearl. But like we don't even need Pearl. There's, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think these should be the 7 maps. It would be banger. Bind my beloved. Bind's fun in solo queue, but there's no way you enjoy professional bind. Don't lie to me. There's no way you find professional bind exciting. Professional bind is literally let's just try to hecking lurk every round and play real slow, double controller. Paper Rex buying with their Harbor combo was exciting. Paper Rex is exciting on every map, dude. Paper Rex on Ascent was exciting because they picked Reyna, Harbor, Yoru. Like, of course, Paper Rex is fun as hell, no matter what. They're a unique team. Actually, it wasn't Yoru. They played. What was their comp? It was these dudes, that guy, a +1. Who was their +1? It was Sova, right? Was this the Paper Rex comp? I don't remember. The Viper? Oh, like this? Dude, that shit was so fun. What if ISO comps will come in February? I don't think so. I think ISO belongs in the meta on this map in pro play. I actually think he does. But I think pro teams are too dead set in their opinions on how the game should be played. They have this, and I think ISO fits into a comp that looks like this. And so when they try to put ISO into this square pink comp and just replace one corner with him, it doesn't work. And they go, well, see, he doesn't fit. He's bad. And I think ISO needs, like, you have to completely recomp the map. There's a saying that I saw recently, a quote. And it was, when you compare the new with the old, it becomes a battle of the advantages of the old against the disadvantages of the new. Let me show you this quote. I don't want to like quote and not give you a source. What the hell? Bro, I misquoted it so hard I can't even find it on Google. Comparison advantages of old versus disadvantages of new. Famous quote. Maybe famous quote goes first. Nah, this is messed up. Man, I'm just misquoting it too hard now. I can't find it because I'm misremembering. Fuck. Anyways, it resonated with me because it's so true. Whenever something new gets like tries to get integrated into something old, people will always point at the advantages of like the old way and the disadvantages of the new way. They'll never consider the disadvantages of the current thing and the advantages of the new thing. Like, they just, people are blind to that. Neon wall up with ISO wall run throughs, private conversation happening. There's no shot they pick double duelist. There is no world you pick double duelist. Live effect, I'm not gonna lie to you. My ISO comp is single. I'm pretty sure it looks something like this. You draft the chamber because you need an attack sided operator. And I'm pretty sure you want to draft like the guy, the dude, and the girl. And then you're chilling. Boom, boom, boom. You think Jet over Chamber? No. No. Okay. I'll defend my comp to you right now, chat. You don't need a dash to play this map. Very frequently on attack, teams will default A. They'll end up breaking the door and just run through and plant. No dash is necessary for this. Opening the door, coming out onto A. No dash is necessary for this. In fact, you can just wall out. It's fine. And C, people almost avoid dashing out this way because of all of the kill setups and whatnot that happen bend. And so you frequently just use the dash for like a duel. So like you don't even need it to come out C. So you just use ISO to get to like choke points and whatnot. Because like this wall helps you scale mound. And the reason why I picked chamber is because he attack ops. This is Woohoojin theory right now. Chamber buys an attack op, and any round ISO has ultimate, he lends it to ISO. ISO pops his ultimate on some poor soul, wins the duel with 80% consistency because he's got a fucking op, and GG's. And even if he loses the duel, like the team is going to flood out C because there's 3 bomb sites. Not C necessarily. You ult the site with 1 defender. The team will flood out. It's always trade at worst. ISO makes a lot of sense on Lotus. He makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. But it's very different from the way the map is currently played, which is why I think a lot of pro teams won't pick it, because you have to change your approach to the map entirely. Buys up 80% if you don't know which side they'll peek from. You know what? I'm going to answer that question without words. Because these are the players picking ISO at the pro level, and this is the size of a body. Right? Is it an 80% for you in silver? I don't know. Doesn't fucking matter. We're talking about pro play right now. And this is the guy with the op. Need I say more? No, I don't. Because look, like this shot he just hit right here, from up here to this thing in the bottom left corner, is way further of a flick than you need to hit in the ISO ult with the op. And he hits it with 90% accuracy for 10s. Okay, like this 80% number is, if anything, conservative. Boom, boom. People compare ISO's util to Reyna's where they're selfish agents. No, I think ISO's fucking really well fit, specifically for Lotus. This map, in my opinion, is like, it's screaming for a comp like this, dude. It's just, it feels so right. How does ISO hit C against a Killjoy without ult? What do you mean, as opposed to Jet? I'll answer that question once you tell me how Jet hits C against a Killjoy without ult, because you're acting as if there's just some major difference between these two picks. What does Jet do that's so powerful against the Killjoy that you feel... Yeah, no ult, no ult. Agreed. And to be clear, I don't think ISO can match Jet 1-to-1 in every scenario. I think Jet also cannot match ISO 1-to-1. There's many scenarios where ISO's better, many scenarios where Jet is better. But yeah. Like, you're thinking to, in my opinion, you're thinking the wrong way. Like, if you're going to take Jet's best scenario on this map and be like, but ISO's not good in this scenario, it's like, yeah, no shit. Fly over the Killjoy util? Really? People don't really do that. That's way too risky. A pro game most of the time. Maybe on eco. Teams pick Raze over Jet? Yeah, sure. Okay. Boom, boom. Like, I'll answer your question. The answer is you don't just hit the Killjoy setup. You fucking default. Play for orb control. Like, you don't just run into the Killjoy setup. It's not a strat. And it doesn't have to be a strat. It's not a problem. Take mount control. Take some rebel control. Play from there, man. the end of the day, if it's just one Killjoy on C, you can probably push her even into a setup. Because like you Skydog out. I agree 1,000,000%. There are scenarios where the Jet would be better. But I genuinely think, or the Race. I genuinely think there's more scenarios where the ISO's better. And yes, you can cherry pick scenarios where Razor Jet will be better. But holistically, from like a map objective standpoint, ISO feels stronger to me on this map. Makes you want Harbor over Omen on this map? I don't know. Feels right. Omen's definitely acceptable. I'm not sure why I'm preferring Harbor. Kind of feels more correct with the ISO pick. I don't know. I have to deep dive into my own subconscious to try and reason about it. Maybe it's because Omen Paranoia and ISO Vulnerable already serve a very similar purpose. And so like you don't really need Paranoia as much. So its effective value goes down when you have ISO on your comp because he has 2 of these and it's a very similar ability that accomplishes a similar thing. So maybe then I prefer drafting the Harbor because it's like fucking ultimate is beast mode on this map and all of his other abilities have more effective value relative to the Omen near sight. I'm just spitballing here. I don't know. At the end of the day, you kind of have to run scrims and try shit out. Harbor Cascade, ISO thingy serve kind of similar purpose too. Yeah, but you're not wrong. But the purpose they serve is called like info starving and taking space. And I think that purpose you can really never have enough of. And that's why double controller is so much in the meta right now. Like if the purpose is info starving and taking space, that's just is really good. You can never really have enough of that in a comp. In our current meta. Because when you deny information to the enemy team, you almost always make them burn utility. And it's almost never like an equitable trade. Also, they look a bit different. Because ISOs can't be stopped. Harbor has a nicer jawline than Omen. Why are you gatekeeping genetics like that? That's fucked up. Omen's hot in his own way, man. Why not Gecko instead of Sky? Good one. Gecko. He said Gecko. Yeah, why not Deadlock Chamber while we're at it in bet? Oh. Now we got the squad. You don't think Gecko's that bad now? Yeah, but do you understand that you just did the thing where I have a circle and you tried to put a corner piece into it? I didn't say Gecko's bad necessarily, but in this comp, Sky's job is not just initiator. The reason why you pick Sky with double controller is because Sky has 1, 2, 3 abilities that can gather information, and one of them recharges, so she frequently has 4. And gathering information when there's so much info starving utility on the map is very important. What does Gecko have? 1, 2. That's why you wouldn't pick him over Sky in this composition. I'm not saying he's worse on the map. I'm saying you'd have to change the composition entirely. It doesn't fit the double controller approach that I think ISO likes. It just doesn't fit. You can absolutely build a comp that would justify the Gecko pick, but I don't think it would look like this. I think it would be single controller. You'd probably just play Omen. And you'd probably drop Sky, and you'd play Fade. And then you'd probably drop this guy, and you'd play Raze. And then you'd probably drop this guy, and you'd play Killjoy. And whoa, is that a meta Lotus comp? You see how once you start comping around the Gecko, you have to change everything up. You need more recon, you need less controller, you need stronger Senti. Oh wait, we have a Fade, may as well pick Raze. And now our comp is completely different because we want a Gecko. And that's why I think to pick ISO, it's such a tough leap for a lot of teams because you need to switch out a lot of shit to make ISO fit. Gecko changes effect is likely pick rate at pro level. Yes. Yeah, the flash is actually not terrible if you have prep. I think he's pickable. If anything, we're gonna see him on this map with this comp. Hey, I wouldn't be surprised. Sunset Lotus feels nice. Nah, he doesn't fit on Sunset, bro. Sunset, the way that I currently understand it, you sort of have to pick this guy because he's way too good. And then this just seems too correct. I think you pick like either of these. And you Senti, it has to be this dude. This dude's like way too good. And so at this point, you already have 5, you know? And so like, what are you going to drop? Like you'd have to recomp entirely to fit Gecko in. And I don't think it makes sense because of the structure of the map. The breach just seems too correct. And so you kind of comp around breach. PRX ran Gecko on Sunset. Yeah, PRX ran Reyna on Ascent, dude. Did they play no breach? Yeah. Oh, shocker. Look at Sentinel's comp. Nah, this can't be it. This just can't be it, dude. There's no way that's correct. And you see what I'm talking about? Because they don't comp around the breach, they do have space to pick the Gecko. At the moment you draft this breach, the Gecko just don't fit because he doesn't collect enough info. That's why they have a recon initiator on Sentinels. Sentinels is kind of cooking. Let's see, other Sunset games. What the hell are these guys doing? This makes no sense to me. What? A Yoru? I would love for that to somehow be correct, but there's no way. Yeah, I think this dude is just too important. That T1 versus PRX game was weird AF to watch. I'm not surprised. Like, look at the comps. It's actually crazy. They pick Yoru Raze. They pick Solo Initiator Fate, which is crazy. It's actually crazy. Not picking Sky here. Double controller. Masters Breach usually get picked on. Pretty much none of them. He gets some play on Haven. And he gets some play on Fracture, but it's out of rotation. So Sunset's like his home right now. Split? Is he picked in Pro Play Split right now? I didn't think so, but I haven't been following. I thought Split was double controller meta, and it is. And unfortunately, double controller, you don't have room for 2 initiators, and so you just have to pick Sky. So let me explain, because you're probably thinking, oh, but look at all the chokes, Breach is good. No, stop thinking that way. You're thinking linearly as like, let me just think about initiator. No, let's think about the map. What is non-negotiable on Split right now in the meta? Double controller. Okay. Well, now we only have room for 1 initiator, so we can't pick Breach. Boom. This agent's too strong right now. Like when you play double controller, you just have to pick this dude. You know? And then you just finish up the comp. Like a dude and a dude. You have to start at like the thing that's like the identity of the map. Like on Bind, you are playing double controller. Not this dude. Sometimes this dude. And then you have to work back from there. And so if you look at like any Bind game, if you're ban Bind, they do. The Sentinels ban Bind? Oh no, here we go. So if you look at like any Bind game, you're bound to see this dude get picked because double controller is core of the map. If that makes sense. Oxygen ran Gecko in the Sean Garr's tourney on Bind. Okay, but you said that as if they didn't pick Sky. And I was like, really? But they did. They just they played no Sentinel. Didn't Dope I compete in this? Did they get cooked? No? I missed it? Oh, I thought he played. In the group stage. Ah, I didn't know there were groups. Did we see Sunset from Moist actually? I'm curious because we saw their Sunset with they're just banning it. Because we saw their roster play Sunset in the Coliseum, but they had Cavern and they played double controller. I think they're avoiding it. Yeah, now we're back. Like we're way back now. Interesting. They just don't play Sunset. Two games, 0% win rate. Oh no, they stopped playing double controller as well. Wow, they didn't play Fade? It's Sova. You wouldn't be surprised to see Viper catch another nerf soonish. I actually think it's Sky who needs the nerf. I think the only reason we're seeing so much Viper is because double controller is too good because this agent just somehow fits in perfectly and creates this trio. The moment Sky gets nerfed, double controller falls out of meta and Viper falls out of meta, except for like a few maps. Like she'll be picked on Breeze, Icebox, maybe Fracture. I don't think so. How'd you further nerf Sky? This is okay. I'm not a game developer. I'm not a game balancer. So my answer is going to be terrible. Keep that in mind. I don't think her flash should tell her if she blinded anybody. And then make it a bit cheaper. Buff the flash a bit. Like, how come she can collect recon with it, bro? Nobody else can do that. KO flash doesn't give him info. Why does Skies? Like, what's the downside? Remember when you could shoot her flashes? That was like acceptable downside. Because you could do that, you can do that with Gecko Flash. But they removed that. And now Sky can gather information, like guaranteed. With this flash ability. Oh, weird. It's very weird. Dinner dog should be buffed. I disagree. I think they nerf the flash and then see what happens. And then maybe, yeah, you buff. But I'd rather the conservative approach. Just you used to have 3 birds too. I mean, lots of people were like, if you're gonna be like, oh, but Sky was so OP. I mean, Jet had 3 smokes. They cost 100 each, and they lasted 7 seconds. Raze had 2 grenades. Like, everyone used to be better. Reyna had 4 heals and dismisses. You forget that? It's easy to dodge though. Really? You think Sky Flash is easy to dodge? Bullshit. You're not playing against high level Skies as far as I'm concerned. A Sky who pops the flash like the moment it gets around that corner is so hard to dodge. One sec, chat. I need to move Odin to Lisa's office. He's getting sad that he's with me because I'm lame, apparently. Give me 2 seconds. We're gonna get ready for ranked. Hi, what's up? What's up? Oh. Hooch, have you heard of Dwar Bala? Feels like they're very optimal dead zoning. I'll look at it, but I'm thinking the weirdest shit I've ever heard.
Ainda tem tipo esse gap, tá ligado? Esse gap de espaço que ainda você, tipo, você não precisa 100% travar o boneco, entendeu? Você não precisa 100% travar o boneco pra acertar o tiro, tá ligado? Tipo, isso foi ajustado. Mas ainda tem, porque é uma mecânica do jogo, tá ligado? É uma mecânica do jogo. Tipo, eu não tô dando A e D travando. Porque,
He's
tipo assim.
just bursting.
Match found.
I don't know what you're talking about. He's just bursting. Also, I wouldn't replicate the way he's doing it. The way he's bobbing his crosshair up and down is not recommended. It's a bad habit he's got.
Death match. Warm up.
Move my monitor.
Make them regret their choice of profession.
Fight.
Focus.
Die and be done.
Target down.
Okay.
Kill confirmed.
Damn, I'm getting cooked right now.
So long. Problem solved. One less.
Huh?
Scratch one.
How's that guy behind me?
Hologram.
Ow. Whoa. We got some quiet DMers, man.
Hostile down. Problem solved. Hostile down.
just literally crouch holding.
Dominating.
I got so punished by my spawn. Oh, what?
Target down.
5 kills remaining.
So long.
One kill remaining.
One more.
Woo! Woo!
Oh, you
We made it.
well done.
Deadlock is broken. Why? Because I won deathmatch with Deadlock? Some of these players were so low engagement. Like crazy. Like this Killjoy just straight up took like 13 less fights than me. Because he's playing so slow. Deadlock to Radiant, who do you think about it? I unironically could do that faster than Raze.
Match found.
Because Deadlock's utility, at least I know how to play around it. Like I just play Lurk. I take more engagements in DM, die more. Just accept that you're gonna get shot in the back, man, and make noise.
Death match. Warm up.
Just some good old hard yakka. Standing in between us and victory.
Fight.
Find the weak point and break it.
Gecko. Hello? What? Where'd that guy go?
That's 3.
Dominating.
One tap.
No more Viper. Killed their omen.
Ew. Ew, I thought I tagged.
Killed their omen. That's 3. Taken out. That's 3. 4 down. gone. One down.
Ooh.
Killed their omen. Buried. One dead.
10 kills
Finished.
remaining.
Ew.
Sleep tight. That's 3.
5 kills remaining.
Brimstone down.
One kill remaining.
Last one.
Let's go. Whoa.
Reap what you sow.
Yeah, I'm trying to focus up, man. You usually take shorter bursts like that against sheriffs? I don't really think about it, but yes. You want to be more mobile against the sheriff. For sure. What do you do if you start committing to a crossplay you feel like you tagged only realize you didn't? I mean, just watch me play. Like, you could answer that question yourself. You know why? I had a fight this game where I thought I tagged, I committed to the spray, and I died. Happens. You can't avoid that shit. Like, you can minimize how often it happens, but you'll always make mistakes. Just hit your spray. Yeah, pretty much. Just hit the shot, man. Oh, wait. Who's being told to stop? My goodness. You should go outside and talk to some people, Rose, to learn how to talk to people. If you talk to somebody like that in person, you'll get fucking punched. And I feel like that's an experience you need to have. Like, you're not getting timed out because you're necessarily wrong. You're getting timed out because you don't know how to talk to people. Where to? Oh, bet. I'm for fucking...
Death match. Warm up.
Boom, 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 bum. Oh my god. My god. That just... You guys... Stop having side combos in stream chat. Again, not getting timed out for like anything in particular. Don't see the timeout as a I'm disagreeing with you or you're wrong button. See it as a you didn't read the room button.
fight till the end, no matter what.
Sheriff only DM.
Fight. I'll show them. Linti kayo.
I'm gonna try for a bit. Not sure I can do it though. I've been more in a Stinger eco rounder recently. I also just got 2 first. This level is too strong. I don't think I can sheriff only. Oh my goodness.
Yoru's down.
Ew.
Smart move.
I thought I'd already killed that guy. Okay.
Back off. Taken out. That's
Hit me with
3.
the jump peak.
4 down.
I was just holding down spray. Like I can't peek.
Bad move. Miss. Go away.
Hello. Nah. Nah, this sage is actually something different.
Got one.
10 kills remaining.
That's 3.
Five kills remaining.
Damn.
One kill remaining.
No. No. I didn't reset my spray. Unlucky. He's got a crazy multi-frag. All right, chat. I'm going to update the title for the stream. I am going to grab a beverage. I'm going to queue up for a rank game. We're going to play some ranked.